Hi there, so it's Charlotte from Charlotte's Animal Services, and today we're going to be doing a short video on pests and rodents around chickens. It's getting to that time of year when pests are starting to become more of a problem. Having chickens, people often associate them with pests, and a lot of chicken owners are always blamed from rodents, especially in village settings. So rodents are not attracted to chickens. It's food and water what are around chickens that attract them. So you'll find that chickens like to scrap the food around, and you'll see bird tables as well are a good source of food for rats as it gets spread on the ground. They love a tasty morsel of corn. So it's becoming that time of year when it's becoming a real problem, and that's because harvest is nearly finished now, so all the habitat's been cut down where they live, the sources of food in the fields are gone, they're all getting ploughed up. The weather's getting colder and it's getting wetter, so they're moving inland. They're looking for new places over winter with good sources of food, water and warmth as well. So the chicken coop is an ideal place for this, whether they actually are living in the coop or if they are just passing through for food. So we need looking at what we can do to reduce this problem. So we need to make sure that we clear up any spillages of food. We need to make sure that we only feed our chickens the amount of food they can eat on a daily basis. We need to make sure we collect eggs daily as well, so that they're not left, because they're a good source of food, and once rodents learn they're there, they will often steal them. And you'll have a decline in numbers of productions of eggs. We also need to remove food hoppers, feeders and water feeders at night as well, because this is when they're more likely to be out and about. So if that source of food and water is not there, then they won't really have a need to be at your chicken coop, so they'll lose interest and move on somewhere else. So what else can we do to prevent it? So we need to check our coops. We need to make sure there's no unwanted holes, block them up, try and reduce any access so they can't get in. And we need to be vigilant as well. So how do we know if we've got rodents of a problem? What can we do? So we need to make sure that we keep an eye out for signs. So anything like gnawing, any sort of black rub marks along woods, entrances, any holes, any digging. So anything like that, some fresh signs might indicate a problem. You might be there and you might not know it though. You can't always see the signs, and they will be there visiting. So the best thing is prevention. If you do find you have a problem though, obviously there's a range of different products out there what you can use, including baits. But if you're going to use baits, you need to make sure that you use wired ones. Or ones what are in a proper bait box, in the block form, because obviously the rodents can take these with them, eat them and try and take them back to where they're staying. And we don't want chickens to find bait and eat it, obviously. The bait blocks are the best as they're sort of waterproof, they're harder to spread around, and obviously they're a solid form, so they will need to be nibbled at. So yeah, they need to be in a secure bait box, specialist box, or wired out of the way and make sure that chickens can't get to them. These needs to be checked regularly, and bait needs to be replaced normally in an ongoing cycle for at least 3 weeks until the bait stops being taken. Remember, there's been changes to the baiting rules, so you can't have bait down all the time. You can only put it down when there's a problem. You need to also think about changing your bait throughout the year, swapping it around so that the rodents don't get too immune to it and the bait isn't active. Because obviously, if you're not licensed, the level of bait it's not as strong as the commercial bait what you can buy. Obviously, the rules changed the other year, and you do have to be licensed. If you do think you have an ongoing problem what you can't get rid of though, it's best to call in a pest control, and if you can get an agricultural based one, that is the best form of pest control to help remove the problem. Hopefully you guys won't have any problems with rodents and chickens, and you'll have lots of happy chickens over the winter. But if not, I hope this helps. Thanks now, bye!